As we've worked with hundreds of business owners over the past decade, we've realized that the vast majority of business owners are overworked and underpaid. They spend way too much time each week working in their business, and they don't make nearly as much money as they should. Accordingly, we've developed a program called the 10-Step Turnaround to help business owners make more money and spend less time at work. Here are the 10 steps. Number 1, determine your why. So many business owners are in business for themselves and they don't even know why. Maybe they hated their old boss and now they wanted to be their own boss. That's not a good enough reason. Business owners need to set ambitious long-term goals for where they're actually going with their business. In this program, we help business owners set ambitious goals, including a profit goal, an exit goal, and a wealth goal. An example of a profit goal would be 5 years from now, I want to make more than $1 million while working less than 40 hours a week. That is a very ambitious goal, but also a very realistic goal for many business owners. Number 2, an exit goal. An example would be 15 years from now, I want to sell my business for $20 million. Or another example would be 15 years from now, I want to make more than $1 million through my business while working less than 2 hours a week. In that second example, you've effectively exited your business, but you're still profiting from your business. You're an investor in your business, no longer an employee of your business. Finally, a wealth goal. An example of a wealth goal would be 20 years from now, I want my personal net worth to be more than $20 million with assets that generate more than $100,000 a month of passive income. That would be an aggressive, ambitious wealth goal. Number 2, after you've set those goals, you need to make a roadmap. If your goal is to make $1 million 5 years from now, how much money do you need to make this year, next year, the year after, etc., to hit that 5-year mark? You need to map it out every year. What should your gross revenue be? What will your net profit be? How many employees will you have on your team each year? Make a roadmap. Number 3, focus on the core. In a famous study done decades ago, Jim Collins looked at visionary companies in the world, companies that have really made a difference in the world. And he decided, why are these companies different than others? And one of his conclusions was that visionary companies had a very strong core ideology. They had a mission statement or a core purpose. They had core values. They had an ambitious vision statement for where they were going. He said they had a reason to exist other than just making profit. And interestingly, and almost paradoxically, they were more profitable than other businesses in their industry. Focus on the core. Number 4, create accountability. If you want to spend less time in your business, you need to create a system where your team members show up to work, hit their goals, work hard, whether or not you show up to work. Every team member needs to have KPIs. They need to have key performance indicators and specific goals set within those KPIs. And then they need to have a regular performance review schedule. They need to have a supervisor that sits down and reviews those KPIs quarterly or perhaps twice a year. There needs to be a meeting rhythm where you meet as a team or maybe as a department weekly or monthly. Goals are set, goals are achieved. These are all part of creating accountability. Number 5, price for profit. So many business owners out there haven't given much thought at all to pricing. Maybe they've spent an hour or less a year thinking about it. Perhaps they priced the same as their last business, or maybe they called the competitor across the street and charged 10% less than them. That's not good enough. There are a lot of pricing models that need to be carefully considered as a business owner comes up with a pricing strategy that could help them be more profitable. Very few things in business will move the needle more on your net income than a proper pricing model. Number 6, target your marketing. So many marketing dollars are lost because people are spending them on mass market advertising, including TV and radio. They're just marketing to the masses, hoping maybe someone will hear their message and give them a call. Marketing should be much more targeted than that. You need to figure out who is most likely to buy your products and services, and then you need to market to them directly. You also need to measure the return on investment of every marketing campaign. Marketing campaigns that work, give them more money. Marketing campaigns that aren't working and have a negative or a bad return on investment, cut them off. Stop doing those marketing campaigns. Number 7, eliminate lose-wins. Every business relationship needs to be a win-win between you and your employees, you and your clients, you and your vendors. A win for you and a win for them, that's a win-win. However, we see in business that a lot of business owners accept lose-win relationships. They lose, the client wins, the employee wins, the vendor wins, the business owner loses. That's a lose-win. That needs to end. For example, you might have a client who's thrilled with the products and services that you deliver to them at a very, very low, perhaps below market price. They're winning. They're getting a below market price. You're losing. You're not getting a price that's actually profitable. That's a lose-win, and that needs to change for a profitable business to be built. 8, hire strategically. I sat down with a friend many years ago who built a business starting with one person up to hundreds of employees. And I asked him how he did it, and I was getting advice, and he said, Chris, I built my business one strategic hire at a time. Isn't that interesting? He didn't say one client at a time, one customer at a time, one location at a time, one strategic hire at a time. That's how he built his business. And that is so true. A business is only as good as the team that works in that business. So hiring is extremely important. It's more important than training. It's probably one of the most important things you do as a business owner and leader is finding the right people to work in your business. And yet so many business owners, they just hire whoever's available. Maybe they hire a friend or a family member. Maybe they do 1 or 2 interviews and that's it. Hiring needs to be much more intentional than that. Number 9, redefine your role. This is where you take yourself out of doing the day-to-day operations of the business and become more of an executive, a leader, working on improving the business, on leading the business, not just doing the technical work of the business. And it's essential to pull yourself out of the technical position in order to grow your business more quickly. Finally, simplify and scale. So many large businesses in America have a very simple business plan, a very short menu of products and services, and yet they're worth billions of dollars. And yet small business owners often think in order to grow, they need to add more complexity, more products, more services. In actuality, oftentimes you need to simplify your business model in order to make it more scalable and in order to grow. Those are the 10 steps. I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in finding out more or connecting with one of our coaches, you can check us out at 10stepturnaround.com.